Robert Garcia, the trainer of Luevano, as we mentioned, trains Brian Valoria here with us, the IBF junior flyweight champion, and also trains Joan Guzman, who's fighting for the lightweight title against Ali Fanica in an upcoming match. And of course, Freddie Roach in the Burnaby Concepcion. Big left hand by Luevano. And then that lets Concepcion try and come in to make something happen, but he can't.
Big left hand by Luevano again. Oh, it was a big right hand.
So a couple of big power punches. Oh. And after the bell, Concepcion knocks Luevano down. And that was way after the bell.
That was way after the bell.
We may be in for some controversy here.
And do you feel it was a case he didn't hear the bell?
The referee stepped in to stop the fight. And
it will be a disqualification, and I heard Jay Nady say it. It was very long after the bell.
Very long.
Now,
it wasn't.
Whether he didn't hear the bell or not remains to be seen. Luevano's hands were very low.
And it wasn't like there was a cheap shot that was given before.
Let's see if we can hear in that ring.
He heard me say time and he looked at me.
The referee said he heard him say timed and he looked at him. Could it be a case of frustration? Could it be a case of he had him hurt earlier as well, Brian?
He did.
Concepcion, so it doesn't seem, and he's been a gentleman throughout the whole night.
Well, there's no question that punch came very, very late.
Oh, what do you mean?
Here, let's listen.
He heard me and he heard the bell because I was right there. I heard it very well. There's no way I
How do you know he heard you?
Because I ran this close to him just like you are. I'm sorry. He heard it. That was wrong. It was simply wrong. Don't argue. Don't argue with me. Don't argue with me.
A heated exchange between referee Jay Nady and Freddie Roach.
That was unfortunate. Really
Jay Nady very definite about the fact that he believes Burnaby Concepcion heard him say the bell was over and the round was over and heard the bell. There is no question that, and we'll take a look at it. We'll hear it with the bell, and we'll listen in to hear the bell and also see when the punch came. In slow motion, mind you. So
it was a nice left-right combination, clearly right after the bell.
Again, you take a look at it. His hands were very low. He put his hands way down. And let's take a listen and see if we can tell. Now, of course, there is that old adage, defend yourself at all times. Stephen Luevano certainly lowered his hands in a way that allowed that to happen, but Jay Nady very insistent that there was no question that Burnaby Concepcion understood the bell had rung and that Jay Nady had told him the bell rang. That, I guess, is the debate. Now, do we also have to be concerned about Stephen Luevano's health? He is still down on the mat.
Freddie Roach was not very happy with that call, saying that Burnaby didn't hear the bell go off.
And there, Stephen Luevano lifted up to the stool.
He started arguing in the corner, and it's just very important.
We will listen again to the knockdown. We heard the bell, and Jay Nady was trying to get in there. The question, I guess, is whether Concepcion heard the bell.
Over there.
And whether Jay Nady he heard Jay Nady. Now, when a fighter relaxes like that, Brian, it makes him much more vulnerable to be hurt, correct?
Correct. You can't assume that the fighter heard the bell also, and you have to protect yourself at all times. If things like this happen, I mean, clearly heard the bell, or we heard the bell, and when Freddie came out and said, you know, he didn't hear the bell, and they started arguing in the corner. I mean, this is just an unfortunate event.
Ironically, the last round of that fight was the best for Luevano. He landed 21 out of 69 punches, and Concepcion landed 4 of 24. So in what was his best round, he ended up on the mat, but will get the win in any case. Let's go up to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hard Rock
of Las Vegas, this contest comes to an end. The bell rang, signaling the end of round number 7. A punch was thrown by the challenger, ruled flagrant, therefore a disqualification. Champion unable to continue. The champion is winner and still champion by disqualification. Still champion, Stephen Luevano.
So, via disqualification, he gets his 37th win as a professional and defends his title for the 5th time in a fight that Luevano was controlling, but clearly there will be some controversy attached to this because of the nature of the ending of this fight. And we're going to try and get to the bottom of it with Mario Lopez, who's with Keith Kaiser, the executive director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And we'll be going up to Mario. Let's go to Mario right now with Keith Kaiser. Mario?
Now, Keith, we saw a very competitive fight where both fighters were gentlemen and were giving each other touch of the gloves and out of the ring. Was this a case of the fighter didn't hear the bell, the fighter took a cheap shot? In your opinion, what happened?
Oh, I don't know what happened from my point of view, my vantage point, but the referee was there on the scene and saw it, and definitely was a punch after the bell, and he cannot continue, so he wins by disqualification.
I think the debate becomes, was it intentional or was it accidental? From your point of view, how did it look?
The referee had the best view in the house, and he called it intentional foul, and therefore it's a disqualification.
So the decision is what it is.
It is.
Thank you very much. I know we're going to be talking to Al. Take it away for a second.
Thank you, Mario. So clearly, Keith Kaiser pointing out that when it's a punch after the bell, and in truth, intentional or not, if that stops the fight and it is after the bell, a disqualification is bound to follow, and that's exactly what happened in this instance. And now a man who does not agree probably with the call, Freddie Roach, is with Mario Lopez. Mario?
Now, Freddie, that was a very competitive, close fight. Just when your fighters seemed to be coming on and seemed to have buzzed Luevano early in the round, was it a case of him not hearing the bell, the referee not getting there? Because he was a gentleman throughout the fight. What, in your opinion, happened?
Well, you know, Burnaby was excited. He heard the guy with the shot. The crowd was yelling. The bell definitely rang. He did hit him late. I don't have any argument with that. The disqualification is justified, yes, because it was after the bell, but it wasn't intentional by no means. He didn't hear it. The referee got in there a little bit late, but he was a little behind it. But, you know, the referee says it was intentional. No way. Well, you know, it was in the heat of the action. But it was the call it's a good call.
So it remains to be seen that a rematch seems inevitable. Would you like to have that happen, Freddie?
Tomorrow.
Well, I know the fight fans and us here in attendance would definitely like to happen, so good luck with making that possible. Al?
All right, thank you, Mario. Well, Freddie Roach actually agreeing that the call was correct, and not surprising given the fact that Freddie's a very realistic and honest fellow, but certainly not feeling his fighter did it intentionally. And in fact, unintentional or intentional, the fact when the punch comes that far after the bell and causes a stoppage, you have to make it a disqualification.